Hi folks, today I want to talk to you about adding air to lead vocals, and we're going to look at some of the techniques you can use to create that airy quality that some vocals have, which can add a sense of intimacy. Obviously you can get the singer to do a whisper track or something like that, but in the case where you're just given a session and you want the vocals to have more air, this is one way that you can go about creating that. So let's jump in. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take the lead vocal track, and we're going to copy it down to another one which we've called air, and we're just going to work on that in solo for the moment and just get some sounds happening. So the first thing I want to do is get a 1-band EQ on this and bandwidth limit it. To which point do you high pass it? That really depends on the song and what else is going on in it. This song, by the way, is called A Place for Us by Carlos Gonzalez, who was nice enough to give me permission to use this in this tutorial. So let's have a listen to the main vocal just to get our heads around that.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what I would do with myself if you were gone. Far away from home. I don't know how many times I've fallen, and honestly, I lost count long ago. But you've always been the to pull me back up on my feet. Oh, I can taste the blood.
Let's have a look at this air track, and we'll try and figure out basically where the air is.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what I would do with myself if you were gone. Far away from home. I don't know how many times I've fallen, and honestly, I lost count long ago. But you've always been the to pull me back up on my feet. Oh, I can taste the blood.
So I reckon it's about there. Depends on your mix, depends on what you're mixing as to where you want to high pass it. But you'll notice that the sibilance is quite an issue. So we're going to go ahead and modify this duplicate track and basically get rid of all the sibilance. So let's have a listen.
I miss you so.
So those S's are quite harsh. There's one there. So we'll get rid of all of that.
I miss you so much, boy.
Another one there, which we'll get rid of.
I don't know what, don't know, I don't know what I would do with myself.
So any kind of T sounds, S sounds, we just get rid of them.
What I would do with myself.
S sounds are pretty easy to pick out by sight, but it does pay to have a listen through just to make sure you've got everything. And so it sounds really bizarre at the moment, but it does work, I promise.
If you were gone.
So F sounds are another one. So F, T, and S sounds.
If you were gone.
G sounds.
If you were gone.
What we'll do actually too is we'll get rid of all the silence in between. That's not necessary. Because we're compressing it so hard afterwards, we don't want to have all of that stuff brought up in the compression.
Far away from home. Far away. Far away from home. From home. From home.
Go ahead and get rid of silence.
I don't know how many times I fall. Times I know how many. I don't know how many times I fall. I've fallen, many times I've fallen, many times I've fallen, times I've fallen, many times I've fallen,
So there it is.
fallen. And honestly, honestly, and honestly, and honestly,
I'm just gonna fade that bit in because it's a little bit harsh.
and honestly, and honestly, and let's count.
C sounds are another one.
And let's count long ago. And let's count long ago. Count long ago. Count long ago. Count long ago. Go.
Not too bad, but I'll just get rid of it.
Count long ago. Long. Count long ago. But you.
B's are another sound that can sound like T in some microphones.
But you.
That ch sound.
You've always. But you've always been the. You've always been. Always. You've always.
There's a VE sound in there.
You've always been. But you've always been the. Always been the. Always been the 2 been the 2 me 2 me been the 2 me back up on my pull me back up on my feet, back up on my pull me back up on my feet, up on my feet. Back up on my feet. Oh, I can take. Oh, I can take. I can take. Oh, I can take. Oh, I can taste up. Taste up. Taste up. Taste up. Taste up. Blood. 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 Oh my lips, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. Sweet and truthful, sweet and truthful, faith in love, and faith in love, I know that you can save me, save me. save me, I know. I know that you, I know that you, that you can find me, find me when, find me when I'm lost. Find me when I'm lost. When I'm lost. When I'm lost.
Alright, so I'm only going to do up to the end of the first chorus, and that should give you some idea. So that's one of the first and most important steps, is to get all of that free of sibilants. We just take a listen to that. It's going to be a bit strange. The whole idea is that we're not adding sibilants on top of sibilants. So I am going to go ahead and put in some crossfades very quickly and consolidate that.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what I would do with myself if you were gone. Far away from home. I don't know how many times I've fallen. And honestly, I lost count long ago.
Alright, so that's our air track. We can, if we like, get a bit off the top if we want.
Far away from home. Far away from home. I don't know how many times I've fallen. And honestly, I lost count long ago. But you've always been the to pull me back up on my feet. Oh, I can taste the blood. Oh, my.
Now that we've got that sorted, we're going to compress it quite hard.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what I would do with myself if you were gone. Far away from home. I don't know how many times I've fallen. And honestly, I lost count long ago. But you've always been the to pull me back up on my feet. Oh, I can taste the blood. Oh, my. Beating to the beat. I know that you can save me.
So the next step I want to take is I want to get some distortion in there just to try and enhance that. The actual distortion will compress it a bit further and hopefully tame some of those peaks that you can see there, and also add in some tasty harmonics.
If you were gone. If you were gone.
Just want to try something here, which is reverse the position of these so that we're actually compressing the distortion.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what I would do with myself if you were gone. Far away from home.
All right, and we'll just extend that release so it's not distorting in the low end.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what I would do with myself if you were gone.
And I'm going to send that to a reverb as well, just to make it a bit more airy.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what I would do with myself if you were gone. Far away from home. I don't know how many times I've fallen. And honestly, I lost count long ago.
Might get rid of a bit more of the bottom end.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what I would do with myself if you were gone.
That low pass filter that I've put in there, just smoothing it out a little bit.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what.
In context with the vocal, I'm going to kill that reverb.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what I would do with myself if you were gone. Far away from home. I don't know how many.
So you can see it's adding that back in underneath the main vocal makes a big difference as to how it feels. It literally does add a bit of intimacy and air to that vocal that wasn't there in the original recording. So in context with the mix, let's have a listen.
I miss you so much, boy. I don't know what I would do with myself if you were gone. Far away from home. I don't know how many times I've fallen, and honestly I lost count long ago. But you've always been the to pull me back up on my feet. Oh, I can taste the blood on my lips. It's nothing but the sweet and truthful faith in our love. I know that you can save me. I know that you can find me when I'm lost. When I'm lost.
So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that one. Obviously spend a lot of time tailoring that to your vocal, but as you can see, it adds quite a lot of character to that voice, and don't be afraid to ride it up and down for different sections of the song. All right, until next time, happy mixing. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas for new tutorials or require mixing services, please email me at yamahadrums2009@hotmail.com, and please subscribe to remain informed of future video releases.